Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night session of Divine Femininity United. I am your girl, your sis, your mother, your auntie, your girl, your homegirl, your cousin, your niece. I'm all of those things and more. Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee. And I am looking forward to our collective. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, with the pomp and circumstance or the, pump and priming in the beginning. I'm just going to dive right in right after intro because I'm actually eager, very eager to get going on this particular chapter. On Sunday, 2 days ago, we had a very, very good read with the chapter talking about feeling is creation. Feeling is creation. Our feelings create. And man, to learn that and to go over that and to see exactly how impactful our feelings are. And they're not just something that we just, feel and then this and that. No, no, no. Everything about us signifies power. Every single thing about us, you all. I do not think that we really, really, really understand exactly how powerful we are. I don't think we do. I think we go about life so haphazardly and just so la 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 la, ease on down the road. So just every day, whatever, just going about our lives or whatever. And we don't realize how powerful we are, how powerful your thoughts are, your feelings, your words, your actions, your dispositions, your energy, all of that, how powerful you are. You literally create. You create. You are a creator. Just like the creator created you. You are the very same. You're made of the very same ingredients that of the infinite, almighty, I am, all powerful creator created you. We are literally extensions of that same power. And yet we walk around like, we're just regular people. No, there's nothing regular about you, nothing regular about you, right? And so when we understand who we are, and then we understand how we are, why we are, where we are, what we are, then we can understand, how to put those things, how to align with those things, and then how to put them into action for our life and benefit, ultimately for the whole of all of us. Okay. You have a reason. There's a reason for you. There's a reason for your life. There's a reason for your breath. There's a reason for your skin. Forgive my dog. There's a reason for your gender. There's a reason for you being born in the year that you were born. There's a reason for you being born to the family you were born to. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason you were born at night and not in the morning. There's a reason you were born in the morning and not at night. There's a reason. There is a reason for all of it. I promise you there's a reason. So going through these journeys, we find out what those reasons are. It puts us closer and closer to those reasons, you know what I mean, in conjunction with knowing your birth natal, in conjunction with keeping up with your progressive chart, in conjunction with, tapping into your natural gifts and abilities, your passions, in conjunction with, understanding your abilities and the power that you have and using them, in conjunction with understanding all of the resources that we have around us, for us, in us, in conjunction with all those things. All of those components are there for you. It makes up the formula of your whole higher self. It makes up all of that formula. And unfortunately, we're definitely walking around not knowing who we are. We have yet to be introduced to who we are, let alone understanding what it is that we need. You don't know who you are yet. So how can you convey what you need? You don't know yet. All right. So that's what these journeys are for. They're kind of helping us to navigate that thing. And that's why I say often we're holding each other's hand, walking each other home in this position, in these collectives and in other collectives, no matter whether it's with me or others. Our ultimate goal is to return to home. Home meaning return to us, return to self, return to our center, return to our genesis, return to our origins, return to that being, align with that being, be that being, and activate that being while you're in this being. You understand? That's what that is. That is what that is. Unlearn what you've been conditioned to learn and relearn. Remember, not relearn, remember. Remember. Unlearn to remember. And then get busy, get to work. Okay? Alrighty. So the points of power, there's always some points of powers that we take away from in reading the previous chapter. And the points of power of the last chapter, which is feeling is creation, are as follows. Every person is surrounded by a magnetic field. Wherever you go, the magnetic field goes with you. The next, you attract everything through the magnetism of your field. Your feelings determine whether your field is positive or negative at any time. The next, every single time you give love through your feelings, words, or actions, you add more love to the field around you. Next, the more love in your field, the more power you have to attract the things you love. The next, imagine what you want as the size of a dot. For the force of love, what you want is smaller than a dot, meaning don't think that what you desire is too big for the creator to bring it to pass, for the universe to magnetize it, or manifest it for you. Don't think that your thing that you want is too big. There's nothing too big for a very vast, very huge, to the point where we don't even know how vast and how huge universe, God, creation. Okay? Trust me, what you desire is not too big. It can be done. Okay? So imagine it as being small as a dot. That way you can understand and fathom the bigness or the doability of what you desire. The next, you do not have to turn the negative into a positive. You don't have to do any work dealing with negativity. Just give love for what you want, because the creation of what you want replaces the negativity. Stop paying attention to the negative stuff. Don't even give ear to it. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't even talk about it. Just give attention to the good stuff that you desire. That's what you do. Don't even mention the negative stuff. Don't even think about the negative. Focus on the positive. Focus on what you desire. And let that be your attention. Too often, we spend countless minutes, hours, days, months, and years festering in stuff we don't like, festering about people we don't like. We fester, we sit in it. And then we wonder why things are not turning over for us, because you're too busy focusing on the negative and not focusing on the positive, which is the things that you actually want. Like, come on, and make it make sense. The next point, spend 7 minutes each day imagining and feeling having what you want. Do it until you know your desire belongs to you, as you know your name belongs to you. However long it takes you each day, focus on that thing that you desire. See yourself with it. See yourself wearing it. See yourself driving it. See yourself living with it. See yourself loving it. See yourself embracing it. See yourself around it, in it, up, above it, below it. See yourself in it, in the whole situation. See yourself. And as often as you do this, the more you repeat this process of seeing yourself, visualizing yourself in that thing, the more real it becomes to you. The less you have to make it convincible. You know what I mean? The less you have to convince yourself that this is a real thing. If you think it's real already. The fact that you thought about it confirmed the realness of it. It's real. It's just not real in your face. It's real in the spirit. If you thought about it, it's already done. If you thought about a finished work, it's already done. Okay. All right. So every day, think about that finished work. Every day, see yourself in that finished work. Every day. There's only one force in life and that force is love. You are either feeling good because you are full of love, or you're feeling bad because you are empty of love. But all of your feelings are degrees of love. The next, to lighten up about bad feelings, imagine bad feelings as wild horses you climb on. If you climbed on them, you can climb off them too. Okay. You can choose to get off that horse as fast as you jumped on it. Make a decision. Make a decision. When bad feelings come around, make a decision. I don't want this bad feeling. I'm not going to think this bad feeling. Therefore, I decide right now in this moment, I'm going to think happy thoughts. I decide in this moment, I'm going to be positive. I decide in this moment not to even dwell on that negativity. I decide in this moment that I'm going to choose light and love. I decide right now. It's as simple as a decision. It's as simple, but you don't know what they did to me, Miss B. I don't care what they did to you, and neither should you. It's a decision. What they did to you, number one, is twofold. Number one was a reflection on the type of growth and healing that they need. That's number one. Has nothing to do with you. Number two, what they did to you was awareness for you. It was wisdom for you. It was lessons for you. It was betterment for you. And it cleared space for new, okay? For you. So at the end of the day, you came out on top on several sectors. So still be happy about it. Be positive about it. Feel good about it. Send love to it. Be grateful for it. All of those things, okay? The next, to lighten up about bad feelings, imagine bad feelings as the wild horses, okay? That's just a shoot. That's what I was talking about. So just as soon as you if the bad feeling want to come up, deny it, shut it down, and flip it to the reverse. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I couldn't resist it, y'all. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist it. Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it, okay? Think the opposite. And the last, change what you give, and you will always, without exception, change what you receive. Because that is the law of attraction. That is the law of love. All right? All right. So those were the nuggets from last session. Those were the takeaways, the points of power. There it is, the points of power that we took away last week. And now we're about to enter into chapter 6, part 6. Life follows you. Life follows you. William Jennings Bryan, United States political leader, stated, "Destiny is no matter of chance. It is a matter of choice." Destiny is no matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Life follows you. Absolutely everything you experience in your life is a result of what you have given out in your thoughts and feelings, whether you realize you have given them or not. Life is not happening to you. Life is following you. Your destiny is in your hands. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, will decide your life. Everything in life is presented to you for you to choose what you love. Life is a catalog, and you are the one who chooses what you love from the catalog. But are you choosing the things you love, or are you too busy judging and labeling the bad things? If your life is far from wonderful, then you've inadvertently been labeling all the bad things. You've allowed the things you think are bad to distract you from the purpose of your life. Because the purpose of your life is to love. The purpose of your life is joy. The purpose of your life is to choose the things you love and turn away from the things you don't love so you don't choose them. The next section, choose what you love. When you see your dream car go whizzing down the street, life is presenting that car to you. How you feel when you see your dream car is everything. Because if you choose to feel nothing but love for that car, you are bringing your dream car to you. But if you feel envy or jealousy because someone else is driving your dream car, you just gonged yourself out of having your dream car. Life presented the car to you so you could choose, and you choose it by feeling love. Do you see that it doesn't matter whether someone else has something you don't? Life is presenting everything to you. And if you feel love for it, you are bringing the same thing to you. When you see a happy couple madly in love and you desperately want a partner in your life, life is presenting the happy couple to you for you to choose. But if you feel sad or lonely when you see the happy couple, you just gave out negativity and in effect said, I want to be sad and lonely. You have to give love for what you want. If you are overweight and you're walking down the street and a person with a perfect body passes you by, how do you feel? Life is presenting the great body to you for you to choose. And so if you feel bad because you don't have that body, you just said, I don't want a body like that. I want the overweight body I have. If you are struggling with some kind of disease and you're surrounded by healthy people, how do you feel? Life is presenting healthy people to you so you can choose health. And so when you feel love for the health around you, more than you feel bad about the lack of health, you are choosing health for yourself. When you feel good about anything any person has, you are bringing it to you. When you feel good about the success of another person, the happiness of another person, or all the good things anyone else has, you are choosing those things from the catalog of life and you are bringing them to yourself. If you meet someone who has qualities you wish you had, love those qualities and feel good about those qualities in that person, and you are bringing those qualities to yourself. If someone is smart, beautiful, or talented, love those qualities and you choose those things for you. If you want to become a parent and you've been trying for a long time, then give love and feel good every single time you see a parent with a child. If you feel depressed when you see children because you don't have a child, then you are repelling and pushing children away from you. Life is presenting children to you each time you see them, so you can choose. When you're playing a sport and another person wins, when a work colleague tells you they got a pay raise, when someone wins the lottery, when a friend tells you that their spouse gave them a surprise gift of a weekend getaway, or that they bought a beautiful new house, or that their child won a scholarship, you should be as excited as they are. You should be as excited and happy as though it happened to you, because then you are saying yes to it. Then you are giving love to it and you are bringing it to you. When you see your dream car, a happy couple, the perfect body, great. Children, great qualities in a person, or whatever it is you want, it means you are on the same frequency as those things. Be excited because your excitement is choosing you. Everything in life is presenting itself to you so you can choose what you love and what you don't love. But only love brings what you want to you. Life's catalog contains many things you don't love. So don't choose them by giving bad feelings. Judge another person and think they're bad, and you bring negativity to you. Feel envious or jealous of something another person has, and you bring negativity to you while pushing away the very thing you want with a mighty force. Only love brings what you want to you. Rainer Maria Rilke, she's an author and poet, stated, "This is the miracle that happens every time to those who really love. The more they give, the more they possess. The next section, the law of one, you. There is a simple formula you can use for the law of attraction that will stand you in a good stead with every person, situation, and circumstance. As far as the law of attraction is concerned, there's only one person in the world, you. There's no other person and nothing else as far as the law of attraction is concerned. There is only you, because the law of attraction is responding to your feelings. It's only what you give that counts. And it's the same for every other person. And so in truth, the law of attraction is the law of you. There's only you and there's no other person. For the law of attraction, the other person is you, and that other person is you, and those other people are you, because whatever you feel about anyone else, you are bringing to you. What you feel about another person, what you think or say about another person, what you do to another person, you do to you. Give judgment and criticism, and you give it to yourself. Give love and appreciation to another person or anything, and you give it to yourself. There is no other for the law of attraction, so it makes no difference if someone else has what you want. When you feel love for it, you're including it in your life. And with anything you don't love, simply turn away from it without judgment, and you won't include it in your life. Ooh, that's good. Next section. There is only yes for the law of attraction. Turn away from the things you don't love and don't give them any feeling. Don't say no to the things you don't love, because saying no brings them to you. When you say no to the things you don't love, you're feeling bad about them. You're giving bad feelings, and you will receive those feelings back as negative circumstances in your life. You can't say no to anything, because when you say, no, I don't want that, you are saying yes to the law of attraction. When you say the traffic is terrible, the service is really bad, they're always late, it's so noisy in here, that driver is a lunatic, I've been on hold for so long, you are saying yes to these things, and you are including more of all of them in your life. Turn away from the things you don't love and don't give them any feeling, because they are fine as they are, but they have no place in your life. Maxim on the Tashogu shrine in Japan, 17th century says, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Instead, say yes when you see something you love. Say yes when you hear something you love. Say yes when you taste something you love. Say yes when you smell something you love. Say yes when you touch something you love. It doesn't matter if you have it or not. Say yes to it, because then you are choosing it by giving love. There are no limits, and everything is possible if you really want it, if you really desire it. There's no lack anywhere in the universe. When people see a lack of anything, it's simply a lack of love. There isn't a lack of health, money, resources, or happiness. The supply is equal to the demand. Give love and you will receive. The next section, your life, your story. You're creating the story of your life. So what story are you telling about yourself? Do you believe there are things you can and cannot do? Is that the story you are telling about yourself? Because that story is not true. Don't listen if someone says you are less than anyone else. Don't listen if someone says you are limited in any way. Don't listen if someone says you can't do what you love to do and earn a living from it. Don't listen if someone says you are not as valuable and worthy as the greatest human beings who've lived. Don't listen if someone says you are not good enough now and you have to prove yourself in life. Don't listen if someone says you can't have what you love or do what you love or be what you love. If you believe it, you put limits on yourself. But more importantly, it is not true. There is not a single thing that is too good for you or too good to be true. The force of love says, whatever you give, you receive back. Does that say you're not good enough? The force of love says, give love for whatever you want to be, do, and have, and you will receive it. Does that say you're not good enough? You are worthy and deserving just as you are. You are good enough now. If you feel you have done something that wasn't right, understand that your realization and acceptance of it is absolution for the law of attraction. The next section, the real world. Martin Rees, an astrophysicist, stated, in the beginning, there were only probabilities. The universe could only come into existence if someone observed it. It does not matter that the observers turned up several billion years later. The universe exists because we are aware of it. I want you to take behind the scenes of the world you see. I believe she meant to say, I want you to look behind the scenes of the world you see, okay? Because much of what you see is not as real as you may think it is. A few adventurous steps into the invisible will change the way you look at the world, and it will set you free to receive an unlimited life. Most of the things you may currently believe about the real world are not true. You are much more than you may realize. Life and the universe are much more than you may realize. You may think there is a limited amount of things in the world. You may think there's a limited amount of money, health, and resources, but it isn't true. There is no lack of anything. Quantum physics tells us there are infinite planet Earths and infinite universes that exist. And we move from one reality of planet Earth and a universe to another every fraction of a second. This is the real world emerging through science. Steven Weinberg, Nobel Prize winning quantum physicist, stated, in our universe, we are tuned into the frequency that corresponds to physical reality. But there are an infinite number of parallel realities coexisting with us in the same room, although we cannot tune into them. That is so true. You may think there's a storage of time in the real world, and because of that, you may live your life rushing against time. But the great scientist Albert Einstein told us that time is an illusion. Albert Einstein, Nobel Prize winning physicist, states, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Joshua on Facebook says, help the people, doctor. Hello. That's so funny. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. You may think that the real world is made up of living things and dead things, but in the universe, everything is alive and nothing is dead. The stars, sun, planets, earth, air, water, fire, and every object you see is seething with life. This is the real world that is emerging. Prentice Mulford, a New Thought author, stated, there is a sense in the tree which feels your love and responds to it. It does not respond or show its pleasure in our way or in any way we can now understand. You may believe the real world is everything you can see and that everything you can't see isn't real. And yet the color you see when you look at something is in fact not its real color. Each thing absorbs all the colors that it really is and reflects the color it is not. And that's the color you see. So the sky is actually every color but blue. Listen, now that right there was a revelation that I got years ago. Oh my goodness, years ago. When I got that, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. Joshua on Facebook says, thank you for sharing your light on us. Oh, shining your light. Thank you, my love. Thank you for your light. My light shines because your light is on too, honey. Trust. That revelation about the sky not being blue But see, you can't argue with people about that, honey. You can't. It's called cognitive dissonance. They have this, they've been programmed and conditioned to believe it's one thing all of their lives. So when you come and tell them a truth about that thing, they won't believe it because they're too conditioned to the lie that has been told to them for so many years. Okay. So I was dropping my uncle, my late uncle and aunt to the airport years ago. Oh my goodness, this had to have been 20 years ago, easily 20 years ago. Okay. I'm dropping them to the airport and they went to the airport early. They had to be dropped off at about 4 a.m. Okay. For an early flight. On my way back home, as you can imagine, the sun is rising. It's about to rise. And so I was driving towards the east because the sun rises in the east, right? I was driving in the direction of the east as I was coming back home. And so I'm facing this sunrise and I'm watching it as I'm driving. It was a long drive. So I'm watching it as I'm driving. And I'm seeing as the sun slowly rises, I'm seeing the different shades in the sky. I'm seeing pink and purple and yellow and orange and I'm green. I'm just seeing all of these. I'm like, wait a minute. wait a minute. Okay. If the sky is blue, would the sky not just be shades of blue when the sun is coming up and the same shades of blue when the sun's going down? And I said, wait a minute. The sky is not blue. The sky is all the colors. Because as the sun is coming up from its dimmest to its brightest, we're seeing the different levels of light based on the level of brightness is shining. While it's rising, we don't see the full potent light. We only see a slither of it. So that slither is revealing the slither of colors that's in the sky, that the actual sky is in real life. The only reason that the sky appears blue is because at that highest point of brightness for the sun, it's bright. If you take a color piece of paper, right, it's a straight color. And you can even, make it transparent if you want to, but a color, a solid color, right? With the light off, or with the light dim, you see that color clearly, right? If you're far away from the light bulb, you'll see that color. The closer you put that paper towards a bright light bulb, eventually you'll only see the brightness of that bulb through that paper. You will no longer see the color of the paper because the bulb is too bright for it. That doesn't mean that the paper has changed colors. It just means that the light that is behind the paper was extremely bright. So that was when I discovered the sky was not blue. The sky are all colors. And when we get a rainbow, if the sky was simply blue, the rainbow would simply be blue. The rainbow is the rainbow because the rainbow is reflecting off of what the sky color is. All colors. Okay? Because if not, then where's the reflection of the rainbow coming from? What is it reflecting off of? If it's not a rainbow, the reflection is that of itself, correct? When we look at them in the mirror, we are reflecting ourselves, correct? So when the rainbow is reflecting after rain, it's reflecting off of something that looks like that rainbow, which is the sky. Okay? We have to understand, man, listen, what you think you know, just because somebody taught you in class don't mean it's true. Hello? What you're being taught and what you think what somebody has embedded in your brain and conditioned you to believe does not mean that it is factual. That just means that you've been taught. You've been conditioned. It doesn't mean that it was correct. All right? All right, moving on. There are many sounds you can't hear because their frequencies are beyond what you can hear, but they are real. You can't see ultraviolet or infrared light, because their frequencies are beyond what your eye can see, but they are real. If you imagine all the known frequencies of light as the size of Mount Everest, then all that you can see is smaller than a golf ball. You may believe the real world is made up of all the solid things you can't see and touch. You can see and touch, but actually nothing is solid. Nothing, not even you. See. Listen, you all, I do this, okay? I do this. I do the metaphysical things. I do physiology. I do psychology. I do mysticism. I do all of those things. Trust me, y'all. Oh, see, we go over some of this stuff on my Patreon. See, y'all. These are conversations that the mass is not quite yet ready for, because we're still trying to get y'all to see who y'all truly are. Okay. We can't really go into the metaphysicism and all of that stuff. I always get tongue tied on that word. We can't go into the metaphysicism of the situation because Lord have mercy. We trying to get y'all to, tap into your abilities and see yourself as bigger than what you are right now. Okay. That we're going to start right there. We're going to start right there. We're going to work our way around. Okay. You may believe the real world is made up of all solid things that you can see and touch, but actually nothing is solid. The chair you're sitting on right now is a force of moving energy, and it's mostly space. So how real is your chair? Okay. Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, stated, a wise man, recognizing that the world is but an illusion, does not act as if it is real. So therefore, he escapes the suffering. That's right. That's right. What you see around you, don't you believe it? What they say, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. None of what you hear. Half of what you see, because it's all an illusion. It is not what you think it is. Okay. You may believe that your imagination is just thoughts and dreams and has no power in the real world. And yet one of the hurdles for scientists is proving things to be true or not, is removing the scientist's belief from the scientific experiments. Because what the scientist believes or imagines will be the outcome of an experiment affects experiment affects the outcome of the experiment. This is the power of human imagination and beliefs. Just as a scientist beliefs affect the outcome of an experiment, so do your beliefs affect the outcome of your life. Your beliefs, true or untrue, form your world. What you imagine and feel to be true creates your life, because that is what you're giving to the law of attraction, and that is what will be returned to you. Your imagination is more real than the world you see, because the world you see comes from what you imagine and believe. Literally, we are all sitting in someone's imagination. What was in someone's imagination once upon a time? Someone imagined this chair that I'm sitting in. I'm sitting literally on someone's product of their imagination. Someone imagined the desk that's holding my laptop right now. I am literally sitting at the product of what was in somebody's imagination. This house I'm living in right now was once upon a time the product of someone's imagination, until their imagination came to fruition and built this house. We are surrounded and sitting in other people's imagination, their thoughts, what started as a thought that ended up as an action that they took that resulted in what we're seeing with our eyes right now. And you want to tell me that your imagination is not powerful? You want to tell me that your thoughts mean nothing? Okay. Your imagination is more real than the world you see, because the world you see comes from what you imagine and believe. What you imagine and believe and feel to be true is what will be your life. If you imagine you can't have the life you dream of, then the law of attraction must follow what you say, and that will be your real world. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, stated, "To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is a triumph and a blessing." A story of limitation has been passed on from one generation to the next through the history of humanity. But the time has come to tell the real story. The next section, the real story. The real story is that you are an unlimited being. The real story is that the world and the universe are unlimited. There are worlds and possibilities that you cannot see, but all of them exist. You have to start telling a different story. You have to start telling the story of your amazing life, because whatever story you tell, good or bad, the law of attraction must make sure you receive it, and it will be the story of your life. Imagine and feel whatever you want, and those will be the pictures you receive back in your life. Give love as much as you can and feel as good as you can, and the force of love will surround you with people, circumstances, and events that you love. You can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. What do you love? What do you want? Let go of anything you don't love about your life story and just keep the things you love. If you hold on to negative things from your past, then you keep putting them into your story every time you remember them, and they go back into the pictures of your life right now. Let go of the things you don't love about your childhood and keep the things you love. Let go of the things you don't love about your adolescence and adult years and keep the good things. Just keep the things you love about your whole life. All the negative things of the past are done. They're finished. You are not the same person as you were then. So why keep putting them in your story if they make you feel bad? You don't have to dig negative things out of you from the past. Just don't put them in your story anymore. Prentice Mulford stated, "A mighty, eternal, and incomprehensible force pushes us all forward. But while all are being so pushed, many linger and look back. Unconsciously, they oppose this force. If you keep telling a story of being a victim, then those pictures will play over and over again in your life. If you keep telling a story that you're not as smart as other people, or not as attractive as other people, or not as talented as other people, you will be right, because they will become the pictures of your life. When you fill your life with love, you'll find that guilt, resentment, and any negative feelings will leave you. And then you will start telling the greatest story ever told. The force of love will light up your life with the pictures of the real story of your amazing life." Peace Pilgrim, born Mildred Lissette Normal, a peace activist, she stated, "Love is the greatest power on earth. It conquers all things." Okay. That was the end of that chapter. When I tell you, it was short and sweet and gave us everything that we needed. My goodness, that thing gave us everything we needed. Okay, here are the points of power to take away from this chapter reading. Point 1, life presents everything to you for you to choose what you love. The next point, if someone has something you want, be as excited as though you have it. If you feel love for it, you are bringing that same thing to you. Next point, when you see the things you want, you are on the same frequency as those things. The next point, life's catalog contains things you don't love, so don't choose them by giving bad feelings. The next point, turn away from the things you don't love and don't give them any feeling. Instead, say yes when you see something you love. The next point, the law of attraction is responding to your feelings. It's only what you give that counts. The law of attraction is the law of you. The next point, give judgment and criticism and you give it to yourself. Give love and appreciation to another person or anything and you give it to yourself. When people see a lack of anything, it's simply a lack of love. Next point, you are good enough now. If you have done something that wasn't right, your realization and acceptance of it is absolutely for the law of attraction. The next point, it's your beliefs, true or untrue, that form your world. Next point, your imagination is more real than the world you see, because the world you see comes from what you imagine and believe. What you believe and feel to be true is what will be in your life. And the last point, whatever story you tell, whether good or bad, will be the story of your life. So start telling the story of your amazing life. And the law of attraction must make sure you receive it. Okay? The next chapter that we're going to be reading on Sunday is the chapter 7, Keys of Power, Keys to Power. Keys to Power. I believe we're round and third here, almost making our way to the completion of this book. I am excited. I'm not in the rush. I tell you that. I'm appreciating this slow digestion into this book, journeying through this book. My goodness, this thing is good, you all. And as you can see, the book is not a heavy book. It's not a long read or anything like that. It is cut and dry, straight to the point. When I wrote my first book, that's exactly what it was. Cut, dry, straight to the point. We don't have to be here all day. Let's get y'all this point so you can start living the best life that you're supposed to be living. Come on in. Okay. Listen, you all, as I say every time we come together, if you do not have the reading material, get yourself that reading material. Inbox me, email me with your information. We'll get it over to you. It's only a $5 seed. You know, invest in yourself, invest in this book. It's a one-time, and you'll get this book, and you'll have this book for life. Carry this book wherever with you. Read this book, y'all. Not only this book, but read every book. We're in the Secret series. We've already gone through The Secret. That was book 1. We're in book 2 with The Power. Book 3 is The Magic. And the next after that, book 4 is Hero. We're going straight. We're not going to stop. We got to continue this flow, you all. We got to get the things that belong to us. We got to see ourselves as good enough now. And we got to give the universe permission to send us everything that we desire. Right? We got to get ourselves in alignment with what belongs to us, with what is already ours. Right? That's what we got to do. And these books are helping us to do that. Okay. Right? Send me an email, whatever you want to send me an email about. If you want to discuss something that you want to have a conversation about, if you want to request a consultation, if you want to request a session, if you want to do anything, any birth chart reading, progressive chart reading, if you want to do any of those things, you let me know. Reach out to me, or you can visit my website and you can go ahead and book a session that way as well. The website is on the screen for those who are listening on Clubhouse. The website is right above my head. Tap the link and you'll be right there. Okay. Also, you all follow me on social media, all facets: Instagram, Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee; Facebook, Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee; YouTube, Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee; and Twitter, Bianca Miss B. Lee. Okay. Listen, you all, if you go to my website, you'll see everything that I have going on. You will be able to join my Patreon. You'll be able to help with the donation to the Thanksgiving 2023 homeless drive that we have going on. Feel free to go there and check it out and see what you can tap into. I have a nonprofit organization, 501c3. So any donation that you give to the nonprofit, it will be tax deductible for you. You will gain credit for your tax filings, okay, for your donation. We thoroughly appreciate everybody who has already gave to the mission this year. We still have a couple months to go. We're in October. The event is going to take place November 22nd. Okay, so you still have time to go to my website. You still have time to go there and to give a donation. We've created an Amazon wish list. You don't even have to give monetarily. You can select the items that you want to donate to the mission, and then we can take it from there. And it'll ship directly to our headquarters, and your donation will be noted. You let me know, and we will get that receipt out to you just in time for you to file your taxes before end of this year, 2023. Okay. Alrighty, you all, listen. Sunday. Make sure you are there. Make sure you are there on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Divine Femininity United. I am Miss B, Dr. Bianca Miss B Lee. I am here for you, with you, and I love you. I mean it. There is absolutely positively nothing, and I mean nothing, that you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We will see you on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Divine Femininity United. Peace.